Hi everyone, this is a little message of encouragement for you all, for those who may need it. Guys, as you know, in this world, we're going to always have some battles, trials, and tribulations that we are going to face. It's going to always be wickedness down here, guys, unfortunately. But on the upside, as you know, everything that happens works out for our good. And it's good because the more you go through experiences, the more you're being tried by the fire, being challenged, you're able to really see the significance and why it is why we need the wickedness, guys. Why we need our enemies. And some people may think, what are you talking about? You're not making any sense. But when you think about it, guys, if it wasn't for our enemies, we wouldn't really be able to discover who we are, our identity in Christ. And I'm going to share a story, guys. Most of you may already know already. I talked about this in my little testimony video. It was one of my testimonies anyway, and I talked about it in another video about the bullying things that I've experienced um when I was in school, guys, and how it was very severe. It was very, some extreme things were going on, and I didn't understand at the time. That was also during the process when I was really and truly awakening and finding out, about God and being drawn to Him. So I wasn't really in the spirit at the time, nor did I know anything. Didn't really know too much of what was in the Bible, guys. Nor was I reading it at that time. All I could really rely on was prayer, just in faith. But in the midst of that, yeah, I had undergone a lot of pain, guys, and things, and it took you know some years to really and truly be able to to be able to let go, because the pain was just that deep, guys, and it added on to me having a hard heart because of the things that I was experiencing. And when you are facing situations, guys, like when you are dealing with some heavy demonic spirits, they're not, I'm not even saying this to just give the enemy credit, but you'll see why I'm speaking of this, guys. The more you grow in Christ, the tougher the battles are going to get. You're going to be fighting stronger demons, guys, as time goes on, and as you're doing that, it can get a little challenging sometimes. And if we're all just honest, regardless whether people admit it or not, the higher you go and the more you are witnessing, guys, and observing these things, the tougher the battles can get. And sometimes it can get to a point to where the wickedness, the appearance of wickedness, can very well even intimidate you, guys. And you know, it was some things that I was doing for God, bringing the fire that I talked about, guys. Have the playlist on the channel, on this channel titled The Fire of God, guys. And when you are bringing the fire, a lot of people don't like that. The wickedness rises up within them, guys. They persecute you and they attack you. And of course, it's the spirits within them, guys, that's reacting to it. And, they yield to the wickedness, and then, it brings on the attacks. There was a situation, guys, recently that I undergone. And I was, bringing the fire of God. But what occurred was, the amount of persecution I was facing, and it wasn't the person, guys, that intimidated me, but it was the demonic spirits that was working through that person that had intimidated me. And I it was going on for quite some time, and the persecution was just increasing more and more. And like the different ways people go about persecuting you guys. Well, anyway, it was causing me a lot of harm. And there was also one point in time where I was really holding some resentment towards the actual person because they chose to yield to the wickedness that they were partaking in, guys. And I remember getting upset. So I was upset at the person, but each time I would see that individual, I could just see the intimidation rising up as a result of those spirits, guys. And the point I'm making is, when I was undergoing that, I had got to a point to where I just got so fed up to where I said, I do not appreciate this. I do not accept this. This is not a part of my identity in Christ. We were not called to fear the enemy. We're called to fear God and God alone. And I was really getting upset. And that situation rose more boldness within me, guys. But in order for that boldness to come out and that inner strength that was within me the entire time to really be activated, I had to undergo a situation that really and truly brought out the fear and the intimidation, guys, so the Lord could raise that out of me so He could take that to make me into the warrior that He had called he called me to be, guys. And this is why we need our enemies, guys. We need to be challenged. We need to, in order to be able to appreciate Christ working through us, we need the enemy to try us so we can discover the inner strength that was in us to begin with the entire time, guys. When we are put under pressure, when we are tried, when we are being tempted, we are being purged, and we are able to, we wake up to who we are, and we are able to stand bold in that, guys, and put the enemy in his place like he deserves to be put in his place, guys, because part of our identity, it is being bold. The righteous are as bold as lions, guys. And I was always one of those people who was a people pleaser. I cared too, a little too much, to where I just wanted peace with everyone. And you have to remember, it's kind of difficult trying to have peace with people who don't want to make peace, guys, who don't, who are just complete enemies of God, fellowshipping with darkness, guys, which we shouldn't be doing. And, when you are in a situation like that, when you want to people please, guys, it causes you to want to compromise, and, we're unable to really do the things that the Lord wants us to do. So we have to undergo these things through our experiences, guys, that build us up to that point so we can fully and truly overcome. It is a process, guys. I'm learning that slow and steady wins the race. And it's true. But but yeah, guys, when the more you go through experiences, regardless how bad they may appear to be, always remember that everything that happens works out for our good. We need the wickedness to try us, guys. When you read the word, it talks about that, how, God, I believe this is either in the book of Proverbs or the book of Songs, how he created the wicked for his intended use, guys. The parable of the wheats and the tares, and it talked about to allow, to just let the wheats and the tares grow together, guys. Well, we are growing together with the wickedness, because the wickedness is what brings the good out of us, guys, and vice versa. And you begin to see whose side are you really and truly on as time goes on, guys. As the more you undergo trials, the importance of needing to really and truly suffer in this world, guys, to gain the experience, to gain the knowledge, to gain the wisdom, and to become that person who you're meant to be, so you can strengthen your other brothers and sisters who are in need, guys. Even if you are still in need, being able to just cover one another and support one another. And just all boils down to, guys, don't ever allow wickedness to overcome you, guys, as far as feeling intimidated, because the enemy has no power. It just don't let the appearance deceive you, guys, because at the end of the day, the enemy has no power over you. We're fighting a good fight of faith, and the battle is already won. We're just walking it out through faith, guys. A lot of the things that we undergo, it's not our battle to fight. It's just our jobs to surrender, guys. When you read in the Old Testament, I believe it was the First Samuel, with Elijah and Jezebel, when he was a very powerful man of God, and he's fighting off the queen Jezebel, and of course you have the Jezebel spirit and things, guys. Elijah, he fought off that spirit by submitting to God, obeying God, and doing the things that he need to do. That's the tactic that he used, guys. And it is a matter of just need to submit and obey God, and mainly fearing God more than we fear the wickedness of this world, the people of this world, guys. That's the number one person who we really and truly should fear. And he'll give us a reason if we need to fear him, guys, if you are a person who does not fear the Lord. So, guys, let this video just serve as encouragement, to not take matters to your own hands, but be led by the Spirit in all that you do. When we undergo these trials and things, is going to raise up that strength within us so we can be the warriors who we were called to be, guys, and being led by the Spirit, attacking darkness when that time comes, guys. Because ultimately, the enemy has no power over us, regardless of what we are going through. It is a matter of maintaining your faith, even when it looks impossible, even when it looks like you are just in a complete terrible situation. We're fighting a good fight of faith here, guys, as I've said again, that I'll keep saying over and over again, guys, because that's what it all boils down to, your level of faith. And don't allow the mind control, the enemy, to try to discourage you and to try to keep you in the box to where you feel stagnant, or as if you just don't want to move. You keep focused on the Lord, stay encouraged, really stay focused on him, guys, and don't give up, and just be patient and wait. When he gives you commandment to do things, guys, then you do it. And just trust in the Lord, because he knows what he's doing. So, guys, I pray that you find this message to be helpful, edifying, and encouraging to you all. And I thank you for listening, and you all be blessed.